She's practicing for her reverse bodybuilding show.
Just kidding.
Man. Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Hey!
Welcome to DuoLinguish.
What's up? Welcome.
This is our favorite place to say all the shit we can't say on those carousels.
Amen. Praise God.
Those carousels.
Hallelujah. Fuck those carousels.
Those guidelines.
That's what she said.
I get it. I get it. I'm Kami.
And I'm Des. And together, we are Soul Sync and your hosts of DuoLinguish, the podcast.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Today's episode is going to be a bit more of a transmission, if you will, where we get a chance to explain our why behind Soul Sync, behind DuoLinguish, and the taste of the kind of space we want to hold for this, well, the collective, but I'll say for the collective that will ultimately resonate with us, which seems to be some pretty crazy people.
For this collective.
I pulled some cards. We'll go over that later. I see you.
For this collective. She won't say it, but I will. It's for this collective.
This collective.
Because if you're listening to this episode right now, we're already sitting at a pretty high vibration, kids. We've been chilling here for a minute, actually. We are not just humans, but we are embodiment alchemists, cosmic channels, multidimensional strategists, and also, most importantly, playmates.
Yay! Not the Playboy kind.
Not that kind. We could if we wanted to, though, because we already are. Whatever we want to be.
Not our parents kind of play. Kind they think about.
And so with that being said, there is a certain collective that will be here. And if you belong here, you know. You just know.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You'll know, we'll know, everybody will know.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Well, I guess we could start talking about why DuoLinguish exists.
Yeah. Who we are, right? How did Kimmy and Des even come to be today?
Yeah. Wow, we go all the way back to that.
Not to the beginning, not all the way back to the beginning.
That'll be a whole separate episode.
Shit, yeah. That'll be
Separate
a saga.
episode.
It's gonna be like a 6-part series or something crazy. Journey.
Saga. What is this?
Man.
Go away. Okay. Well, DuoLinguish. So, for sure, the podcast idea was birthed before Soul Sync, years before Soul Sync. I think there's a time where basically Desiree and I, there's a time in great friendships where you start to realize if this person, like how resonant this person is with your future or not. And so in terms of just like what they want to do and ideas and such, and one of the things after, let's see, I guess at this point I had already kind of come out with like my secret dream of being on SNL. And so the more I thought about it, somewhere, was it 2020 or something, I really wanted to, I just got this idea to do a podcast of just like, I want to talk to people. And it did not happen immediately. I brought it up to Desiree. She had also thought of the same sort of thing.
Yeah. This was like my second year of business, I think I was going into.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had been thinking about a podcast, but like I was also still working full time, so I had a lot going on. Yeah. Different versions of ourselves.
Yeah, so we attempted. It was like obviously like a very resonant idea for both of us, and so we did attempt. But yeah, that version of ourselves for sure lacked more consistency, and probably at the end of the day just lacked belief in just being able to do it.
And some good old divine masculine discipline, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've really sharpened that one to be able to sit here and do this.
Honestly.
Like, for real.
It's been a long way.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah. So the idea for me is just creating as many spaces as I can to just help people feel less crazy.
Mm-hmm.
As they naturally come into all these human lessons that we cannot escape.
Mm-hmm.
For me, in a nutshell. In the most nutshells.
Mm-hmm. In the general of terms.
Shit.
God, you know, we really hate when people ask for like an elevator pitch. I'm like, 30 seconds? I wish I could put the entirety of the cosmic understanding of I am into 30 seconds, but...
When they ask Cher, she
just
thinks...
That's it, 30 seconds of that.
Like when they ask Cher, she thinks men are important.
Yeah.
Like, for what? And it's like, that was not a diss, you guys. She was just like, can y'all give me some more context?
Can we be
like,
specific?
More important for what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
For evolution?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah. I know for me, the podcast is, well, this is not my first podcast. For a lot of you who are listening, you're going to know this is my third podcast, I think. Third or fourth, somewhere in there. I did 2 by myself, and then 2 with Kemi. We did one, I guess, like, as part of my podcast, but it was during a time that I was working with, like, a company. I was, like, contracted with a company of coaches. So... there were like certain parameters we had to follow in order for the episodes to make sense with like where I was in business, and her and I were not in business together yet. And so there was a lot of complexities that I think we didn't anticipate when we were recording together, and it did, I think, for both of us start to feel like a lot to organize at one point. So when I started my podcast again last year, by myself again, I did have a lot of really great guests. It ran well, and like I had great views and listens, and people loved it and shared the shit out of it. But for me, every time I had envisioned my podcast, I had envisioned like this round table, and this was like a thing that Camilla and I came back to so many times. Was like this round table idea of like multiple people sharing their artistry and their genius and their traumas and their pain and their pleasure and everything, just like wearing it all on the table. Mm-hmm. But it felt so beyond me, right? Because like I'm one person and I'm like, how am I going to find all these people? And so really, like us, and this is going to kind of take us into what do we stand for, who are we as Soul Sync as well. Really, it's been a coming home in a funny way for me, because it's really been my entire like entrepreneur career, which is going to be 7 years this year. For me, it's been like a whole coming back to her, because she was my best friend before I became an entrepreneur. So she knew Des as Des before I became an entrepreneur. before I moved through the industry, as we all do, before I picked up certain programs and certain conditions that we all believe in, that end up taking like a really big toll on our self-worth and our self-talk. Actually, as we record this episode, I'm really I'm deep in a death portal. It's day 3 of my bleed. We're really in it. And thank God I have her. God, otherwise I'd feel crazy.
Honestly.
But thank God that also I have such a safe place to die, because it's kind of amazing to me that I'm in the middle of a death portal and I'm also sitting here talking to the world. And I feel really aligned to do that as well. Because this is real life, and we don't always plan to die so hard. I've been waiting on this for 8 months, bro. I thought when I broke up with my ex it was gonna happen like this. And then this morning I was laughing as I was crying. Because I'm oh, here it is. Okay, we finally made it. Finally, we did it. We finally fucking died. Finally. So, what does SoulSync stand for?
What do we stand for?
This is such a funny...
No shit.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, I know that for me, a large part of SoulSync stands for deprogramming. And you guys have already heard me say this a couple times today, but it's just it really is a deconditioning of everything we've learned to place our validation on. And it's funny because a lot of us, like I said earlier, a lot of us have been doing the work. A lot of us know how to talk to ourselves, or think we do. A lot of us know how to feel, or think we do. A lot of us know the things, or think we do. We've been doing a lot of thinking about things. And not a lot of feeling. Or we get to the feeling, and then we don't do a lot of doing. A lot of moving differently. Mm-hmm. So, for me, SoulSync is really, yes, we're healers, we're guides, we're oracles. Yes, we can help you create a business that you adore, that brings you unprecedented wealth because it's yours, uniquely. Or we can help you heal your relationship, like your romantic ones. Or the one with your best friend. Or with your mom. Or with your long-lost cousin. Or baby. Whatever.
Or your daddy.
Or your dad. Anything.
Even if you don't have it.
But beyond that, for me, ultimately, SoulSync is a leader in collective deconditioning.
Deconditioning.
My ultimate goal when I'm dying from this body, for real. You guys didn't know I talked about death so much, right? They're like, shit, she's real morbid.
All the time.
Duh, what? She's always talking about orgasms online.
Death.
Well, you see, this is how I keep myself balanced.
The French call it
It is a mini death every time.
Les petites morts.
Exactly. They are one and the same. Man, but for me, it's coaching was never it was never the end all be all for me. Mm-hmm. Even having a successful multi-million-dollar online business was never the end goal for me. I have visions that I don't share with a lot of people. Only Cami knows, actually, because they are that delicate and tender. And the field around them must be protected. Mm-hmm. Because it's a collective becoming, not a personal one. And it's taken me 33 years. Oh, hey, Jesus.
Hey, guys.
33 years to come home to understanding that my personal desires are really just seeing the collective in rapture, in liberation. So for me, that's what soul sync is.
We'll have to do a complete episode of just in conditioning the word rapture.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all of these words. Please just kind of stick with us. We're rolling real intuitively today. We're going to talk about all of it.
Man. For me, I'll use another D word. There's a lot of stuff. We stand for a lot of stuff. But I'll use another D word, discernment. So, Desiree and I are projectors, if you're into that. That means we're here to see. Yeah. We're here to guide. We're here to speak from invitation. In terms of seeing and guiding, this podcast is for sure maybe the seeing part. This is where we get to see and talk about what we see most freely, I think, because we can also bring other co-creators here so we can all talk about what it is that we're seeing and what it is that we're doing and blah, blah, blah. So to know whose invitation I want to take has taken many years of discernment practice.
Yeah.
And ultimately, one of the things that we come back to, I mean, in general, people lack discernment. That's it. That's it. I'm here. I want to help you discern what is for you, what is not for you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, using whatever way you've already learned to know yourself.
Yeah.
We're going to take that, expand it.
Yeah.
And I want to help you discern beyond a shadow of a doubt what is for you and what is not. And then we want to pump you full of the truth of who you are, just reinforcing it. This isn't a truth that you don't know. I want to reinforce that truth so much so that when it becomes hard, because it will again, when it becomes hard, and when you're no longer working with us, when you feel like you no longer have us in your back pocket, I want you to know beyond a shadow of a doubt this decision is for me, even if it means crumbling what you've been working on for the last 10 years. I want you to be so solid.
We were literally talking about that this morning as we were drinking our coffee outside. Is like, I know so many amazing healers, guides, coaches, mentors, whatever you want to call yourself. We see so many of you, and so many of you want this next thing, the next quote unquote next level, right? We're all feeling it. Part of this is because the field of the earth is also literally elevating in frequency right now, so we're being pulled to higher desires, which is a word that we're also going to deprogram. We'll talk about that one later. But
Another D word.
Higher desires, which the desire that we're feeling, and the word we're looking for is rapture, actually. So that's where we'll talk more about this. Don't worry, guys. Don't take it too deep today. But all of that being said, these people are amazing. They are living proof that their work works. And they haven't let themselves die all the way down. And then when I think of it as like the tower moment, actually. You guys know the tower card, right? Tarot? We all know tarot here. Yes. So the tower, essentially, in our tower moments, the tower should crumble all the way. We should feel like everything is falling down. And that's how we know we're doing it right. It should feel really hard to let it crumble down. And so I was using like this imagery. I'm like, some of these people that I know are like, they've fallen down the tower, but they've only fallen maybe like 2/3 of the way down, and then they catch themselves on a brick because they're like, ooh. I don't want to go all the way down. I've already built so much. And oh my God, what is it going to mean if all of these 13,000 years I've put into this online business isn't real? Because it isn't, it isn't. I say 13,000 years because we've all been in this shit for a minute, man. And it feels like lifetimes if you're doing it right, for real. Like, I know I've died 500 times in the last 7 years of being an entrepreneur. You guys want to you really want to see how many times you can die? Just become an entrepreneur. But try to, like, do it from your soul. Woo.
Yeah.
Whew.
That's what I'm saying, discernment.
Whew. Yes. That's why deconditioning and discernment, they go hand in hand.
And intention.
And intention.
The DID.
Hey.
Discernment, intention, and deconditioning. You decondition, then you figure out what your real intentions are. And then you start discerning
and then you
what's
use
for
that
you.
discernment.
What's for you and what's not for you.
Yeah. You didn't do all that dying and deconditioning just to do the same thing.
Or did you?
Or did you?
And see, my job is to just help you be like, you know what? I did just want to do the same shit. And you know what? Be okay with it. That's what I want. I want you to be that honest with yourself. You can be like, I am self-sabotaging myself because I am not ready to face this new endeavor. That's how honest I want to help you be with yourself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So with no shame.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, no matter what you say to me, you're a fucking human being, my friend. You're a fucking human being, and there's no wrong way to learn.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Like, haven't you heard all the songs? All the sayings in America?
Mm-hmm.
You got this, man. Anyway, so we're here to just help you with that. But what we're not here to do is teach you.
No.
We're not here to teach you. We're here to transmit. We're not here to give you permission. I'm here to show you that you have permission to do what you need to do for your highest evolution period. And I'm here to show you that, guess what? You don't actually have to intend to evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, be less crazy. Because you start feeling like less things are happening to you. And you start understanding that you are the grand orchestrator of everything that's going on in your life. So the more you're able to pay attention to the farther and farther and farther sides of your brain all at once, where you can really, where you'll see what's happening around you and you'll hear this little voice that is explaining the why, where you're just like, oh my God, it's because of this looping around that all of this is happening. God damn it.
Yeah.
And it might take you a day or two, it might take you a week, it doesn't matter. The point is that you will have the confidence to continue to move forward without losing your mind, without feeling like you're a failure, without feeling like, I meditate fucking 2 hours a day, 5 hours a day, and I do breath work and I eat fucking leaves and berries. I should feel better. I work out every morning. I should be happy. No. No, in fact, sometimes to be a healthy human, you need to be sad. You need to be angry. In fact, you cannot escape pain. That's the other thing I'm here to teach, is you cannot escape pain. Without pain, we do not know what the opposite is. You do not have the opposite.
I think there's also this perception that if we heal our trauma, if we do the trauma healing, if we go deep and we do the work, then there's no more work eventually.
Yes.
And like even us spiritually awake and alive people can trick, our egos can trick us into thinking you've learned enough. It should be easier now. I feel like I just had my first 6-figure year. I've learned enough. It should be easier now, right? But no, because I've never done business with her. And I've never really been committed to co-creation with her at this depth. We've also never been this intimate and close in our entire relationship. We don't sleep together. Don't get it twisted. It just means she's my life partner. She is my life partner. I'm not looking for a life partner in just a man. in just a romantic partner. And I think really like going beyond the concepts that we already understand is part of it as well. Like, yes, it should be easier for me to be making 100K or 200K or 500K, whatever I want this year. And no, because this is new.
Exactly.
Because I'm not doing it the same way I did it last time.
Yeah. What's easier is the emotional, is what's going on in here. The idea is that in here it becomes easier to process all the things that we know will happen in life because it's life. Mm-hmm. And the more you pay attention to what's going on in your head, and the more you understand reality creation, ideally sort of like, I want to say that things feel less big. Things send us into much shallower holes. But things don't necessarily stop. Life doesn't stop doing things because we need pressure to grow. You need some kind of pressure to grow. So even within our most positive relationships, there must be conflict. There must be. This does not mean that it should be unhealthy. It does not mean that you should be abused. It should not mean that you should be abusive. But there must be conflict or else it cannot continue to evolve. And so also deconditioning around all the connotations around the word conflict. Because it is still very scary. Like, it's not easy to sit down and, you know, with us, it's not easy to sit down and be like, hey, you hurt my feelings. That's fucking hard. It's not easy to be like, hey, this really frustrated me. We still have the same mechanisms that we did when we were fucking 5 years old that want to tell us that this person is, that wants to predict what's going to happen, and obviously in the worst way possible. These are there, right? Learning to love more and more does not mean that you no longer feel disdain and hatred. Fuck no. It is a choice. It is what do we do out here despite the thing. Despite my impatience, I choose to be patient. Despite this anger, I choose to show compassion. So it's very... I lost my place.
It's okay. She lost her train of thought.
I went in a rip.
She did.
There's going to be a lot of rips.
This is normal for us.
This is also part of this. This space is for that.
This is a very projector thing as well. And for all you generators out there, it's going to really irritate your system, and we love you.
Keep up.
And we love you.
Follow the train.
Come on, baby. You got it, girls. You got it.
Follow the train. It always comes back.
It will always come back.
It always comes
and
back.
We will repeat things a lot of times in a lot of different ways, so don't stress about it. But you can expect that here as well. You can expect that we will go off of the deep end somewhere. In some place that we didn't even... Nobody wrote that shit down.
No.
Not even our AI,
no.
Okay?
Every now and then some things will be never scripted, but more...
structured.
Perhaps more structured. But for the most part, I don't do that. I work on the loose templates and loose sort of outlines that are easily malleable. And we do have like bullet points. That's why I keep... You can't focus.
No.
Okay, well, this light of God has bullet points. To help us stay on track, for sure. But
because we could be here for days.
All day.
Days.
We could be a 24-hour show. You're into that.
Yeah. So.
Weekly riffs, downloads.
As we start, I feel like getting some momentum, we'll probably both pop in individually as well. I'm sure we'll start to have some more individual transmissions. Part of this for me is definitely like an awakening of my throat chakra, or a new level of awakening. There's a lot of things that I've had to say that I haven't been saying out loud for the world yet. So remember that everything's always with love here, even the discipline.
Honestly.
Even the discipline and the death is with love
D
here.
Word.
We love
other D words. Discipline has been a fun thing.
Definitely.
For me personally.
Yeah.
Someone who for the longest time really... I had many beliefs about my own personal struggles with discipline. In reality, I'm like, fuck, I'm the most disciplined people I know.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like, I lack all discipline because I'm like, I can't fucking get my life together in the 3D. But it's because that takes discipline to be that disorganized.
Yeah.
You see? It takes discipline to do the same shit every day.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So when you flip what it is that you want to do and you start holding yourself accountable, yes, we do need help. It's lovely to have help, but it cannot be somebody else's responsibility to hold you accountable all the time, right? We're sort of there to kind of like boost each other on those particular days that we're just like I'm just really struggling today. But the idea is that you learn to do this.
Yeah.
And you just...
Because accountability is not meant to be relied on forever. Accountability is external, responsibility is internal. Are you taking responsibility for your personal power? I don't even want to call it motivation anymore, because this is deeper than motivation. It's understanding the power that you wake up with every day just by waking up every day.
Yeah. It's really insane. And what do you call to yourself every day?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. That's a whole thing in itself.
There will be so many things. We won't be ignoring things. We won't be spiritually bypassing things. I think this is really imperative because we do very spiritual work. So as Soul Sync, we walk people through a customized, very unique method depending on what their needs are that combines tantra, intuitive bodywork, psychosomatic and psychedelic integrations, and source embodiment. And this is very dependent on the person's needs, desires, goals, etc. Every single plan looks different. Nobody's desires are no cookie cutter anything here.
I'm here through your unique channel. I'm here to help you break down the things that are keeping you from, we'll talk about from like maybe perhaps an egocentric side. The things that keep us separate from another. Those unique things that we hold on to so tight that impede us from evolving, that impede us from seeing ourselves in another, seeing ourselves in the collective, expanding our levels of compassion, because there are certain things that we don't want to, like, no, I'm not like that.
Yeah, so we won't be ignoring that we are both human and divine. Always, in equal parts, always. When I say we, I mean you and I. Us, all of us, we. You are also a we. You're on it.
Exactly. And it'll be good. But ultimately, you're not just a listener, you're a part of this, of what we're doing. We're all part of this shit together. And this is really where the duo in DuoLinguish comes from. In a conversation, there's always two tongues. And whether it's Desiree and I, or whether it's me and you, or you and her, there's two of us here for a conversation and dialogue to take place. And even if you don't say anything to me, we can still dialogue via the astral plane. You can still contemplate what I am talking to you about. And when you become familiar with my own frequency, hell, you can have whole conversations with me if you want. Right? And these are the subtle things that we're sort of here to try to help people remember. And the people that do remember, we want to help support you. And we remember too. We remember too, and you are not alone. And the remembering is big and crazy. It blows your mind.
And you can only do so much of it by yourself, babe. Like, let's be real. Like, yes, everybody's strong and can do so much by themselves, and you are worthy all by yourself of everything that you want. You already are. You already have it, and you have one body, one nervous system, one channel. If we were meant to be one, we would all be one. And we are, but there's different channels for a reason.
We are many reflections.
We are many reflections of one giant channel, okay? And so, yes, I can help both, like, the RN that works 12 plus hours at her job, who has no time for any relationships in her life and is emotionally drained, and also help the multi-million-dollar business owner who just wants to figure out why she's so miserable every day when she has all of the things that they told her were gonna make her happy. And we help men and children.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We do it all for real because there is nobody
Can't wait to help you with your kids.
that shouldn't. I know, we're so excited to talk about kids.
So funny.
But essentially, DuoLinguish really is, it's always a conversation. And that being said, we always want you guys to be in on the conversation as well. DM us, talk to us.
Yes.
Let us know whatever platform you prefer to listen to us on. This will be important as we start growing. So we know where to find you guys.
We're in a nice experimental phase right now as everything is just starting. So.
Yes. And this is something I actually want to talk about as well. We're really setting up a field in SoulSync and with the use of DuoLinguish as our podcast. This is not somewhere for you to come and be sold to. So yes, I'm going to talk about like our business because we have a business. Yes, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship because we're entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. But it is not the only focus. And please know when we're talking to a specific kind of person, we invite you to find yourself in the field. This is not isolated to one type of person. It's not about what you do for work, or if you have kids or not, or if you're married or not, or if you're straight, or if you're gay. Do you feel the field? Can you feel the field? Can you see it? Do you sense it? Then you belong here. Mm-hmm. That's it. Beyond that, obviously, if you ever feel pulled to work deeper with us, beautiful. But a lot of the deconditioning that I do help clients with, especially right now, is around business, and it is around money, and it is around wealth. And so that being said, we don't do business traditionally. It's part of the big death I'm moving through right now. Cami has the advantage of having not been in the traditional coaching space, and so
and I have the advantage of being completely repelled by anything that is
like traditional sales marketing tactics.
Originally.
Yeah. Anything sales psychology, anything she's no.
Struggle.
Yeah. So it's beautiful because as I release all of this happily, I'm telling you guys, I've been waiting for this death. I'm like, finally. But as I release all this, it's been interesting to start to step into a field where there is no judgment, there is no shame. I'm not constantly wondering what I should do, and I'm really understanding just how much self-talk was still playing underneath all of the other deaths. Mm-hmm. And so in that, I decided that I'm not doing business this way anymore. Because how we do one thing is how we do everything. And that doesn't mean that I don't have sweetness towards myself. Of course. You guys know I love my tantra and shit. And I've gone so deep into understanding how we can love ourselves. And the most loving thing I can do is break down the barriers of business and everything else I do. Mm-hmm. Because I can't. As a projector, I can't. I can't. What? That causes so much tension and stress.
Honestly, that's a lot. I do wish people understood human design.
Yeah.
And
it's something we'll dive into, I'm sure, as we we talk about astrology, we'll talk about tarot, we do card pulls. We do utilize gene keys as well. This is something that we've actually just kind of recommitted to. Mm-hmm. We both had of course, we've just done so much together over the last 8 years. So we had our little spiritual awakening in COVID together. And during that time, we really committed. We'll do a whole episode on that, I'm sure, one day.
2020 was the best.
Yeah, during that time, yeah, we really found out a lot about ourselves, and we found out about human design and gene keys. And we gravitated more towards human design, I think, just because y'all know when you find out all of your stuff at first, when you see that gene keys profile for the first time, you're like, what? What is this? What does this even mean? It's wild. So we tend to go back to like whatever we can hold, right?
Yes.
So for us, it was the human design. And I feel like as projectors, because we see a way of doing and being and living that not everybody sees, we have been truly experimental in like understanding our human design. Because almost 70% of the world is generators. So first of all, it takes me forever to even find somebody like me.
Which, good for you.
No, this is beautiful. We love you guys. We love you guys. We need you. We need people who want to do stuff.
We just can't do as much as you.
We just can't
Not here to
generate
do it.
like that,
Not
man.
here to do
It's
it,
a
man.
lot. Yeah. Man, I tried.
Did you know that sometimes if you just sit and breathe, shit will just come to you?
Yeah.
It just comes.
Oh,
And so I prefer this approach. Now the problem is that you need a lot of patience for this approach.
yeah. And as a
Okay.
generator, it's not in your design. Just like it's not in my design to make it come to me. To like to do it.
I know.
I'm just like,
I'm like, when you're ready, come and get it. Oh my god, honestly.
man.
The last thing
Yeah.
I want to mention, I mentioned at the beginning that I pulled some cards.
Mm.
And I thought this was very interesting because Desiree and I obviously have a very specific collective that we've always wanted to work with. I've always said that if I am a healer, then I am a healer for the healers. I am not a healer for the people. That doesn't mean that I won't heal the people. The problem is that I don't have patience. So I have much more patience for certain collectives. I'm a healer for the healers. I want to help those. I want to hold those that are here for the collective. Okay? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. You're here for them. I'm here for you. We're all here for the collective. You get what I'm saying? So I pulled a card for Desiree and I, but then I pulled a card to kind of show me the collective that we were going to address in general. I pulled them from... My most powerful decks were obviously given to me a long time ago. It's an archetype card deck given to me by my auntie. It was hers from a little while ago. And the first card that popped out was the guide card. That means that we're here serving guides. So that means I'm doing something right. You see, I can generate things. It's just not the same. I think it and then I don't do. And then it comes. See, you gotta think it, do it, and then it comes. I gotta think it.
And then relax.
Wait.
And then relax around it. We gotta think it, and then we gotta go, shh, that'd be cool. Yeah,
So-
that'd be cool.
First card, the guides. The light attributes for the guides, they represent the nature of the divine in life and in ourselves. Shadow attributes, sometimes we can place financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight, right? Uh-oh. Look at who we're talking to.
Amen.
All of us. Okay. The second one that popped out, honestly, this tripped me out. First off, I want to show you how big this deck is, okay? Number one, this deck has 80 cards. I need you to understand that look, for those that have the video, look at this. Okay? I can barely shuffle these. They have been thoroughly shuffled. They are not, back to back or in order. And the second card that came out was the monk and nun card, right? More of yous. More, right? These are healer people. These are people trying to connect with the divine. The light attributes for the monk nun archetype is selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. But obviously the shadow attributes of the nun, of the monk, negative judgment of the physical world, and excess piety, feeling like we are on the earth but not of it. Wrong. You were birthed from the earth. Okay, there is nothing more divine than earth itself.
Especially for us as humans.
Who created earth? Come on, guys. So, for all my guides, monks, nuns, spiritual leaders, spirit seekers, I am here for you, and you are here for me, and I love you. And we are more than excited to work with you, and we are more than just blessed and honored that you would even be willing to be here. And I'm incredibly just astounded that part of me, right, is like astounded that I even have shit to say to you. Right? That trips me out every single day. Every time in my life that I have said some shit that for me is just like random, and someone is like, that was really helpful. Wow. I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can do this for you, and the fact that it seems to be validated over and over and over and over again that this is just what I'm here to do. This. It's not about how I do it. It's about getting access to each other, and getting access to maybe the ability to hold space for each other. That alone is like just such a privilege, to be able to help healers just not lose your minds. I really want to help you do that, because more than anything, you want to help people wake up. And that means, my friend, that you will be confronted with yourself every single day. And if you are someone who, for example, works in the psychology field, oh boy, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. The way that you are confronted with all aspects of yourself on a day-to-day basis is baffling. And the way that you have just so willingly and joyfully volunteered to face yourself, you are one of the most noble human beings that I know. And just please understand that we are here for you. And you are for me. You are for us.
Yeah.
So,
doctors, healers, therapists, coaches, whatever you resonate as. I know there's a lot of words out there, so I don't want us to get too caught up on the words. We're going to talk about a lot of words on these episodes.
We're going to let go of some.
And we're going to let go of a lot, yeah. So whatever you call yourself, you help people, you heal people. That's it. If you find it in your heart to desire to help somebody, you're a healer. Boom. That's it. However you do it. I think the last thing I want to say is that, I don't know, I'm just actually really excited to drop this episode, I guess. I know that I don't have a ton to say, partly because of where I am personally. But I think
you will be felt.
I will be felt, for sure. That's part of, this is a whole, you guys are really witnessing a whole thing in real time. Like, I'm gonna go back and watch this a year from now and be like, wow, I really showed up on that video in the middle of a death world. I really got on that podcast.
I really fucking got up out of bed.
I did it.
The fucking clothes on.
But I think that this is to say also that death doesn't have to be so drastic, right? I think that we talk about change and evolution, and we talk about the lighter parts of it. And when we talk about death, we talk about it in this one tone of just like, oh man, I gotta die again. And I know people who are willing to, do like the whole like display of embodied movement of dying and not like fully die though, right? And I also know people who have really done the work, but it's been like 6 or 7 years since they've really let themselves like really go there, right? So I think whether we're holding back or overdoing it, because there is such a thing as overdoing it, and it's the overdoing.
Yeah.
Because we're meant to be, right? So whether we haven't died in a long time, or whether we feel like we've died a lot recently, it doesn't have to be so big and dramatic and drastic. And it doesn't have to look so different for the world. And it might. It's gonna, for me, I know it's gonna look really different. But it's also not coming with some type of marketed announcement or any other intention than to show you that you can die. And it can be really gentle and beautiful, and you can hold yourself through it. And you have everything, you are everything that you need to be to pick yourself back up. And then really do the thing from the embodiment that you have been feeling for so long. I am going to get emotional, but this is important to say.
Okay, we brought tissues.
I had a mentor, a beautiful mentor once tell me that I spend all of my time in my future embodiment. She's like, God, girl, you're always like thinking about the future and the vision and the, of course, I'm a projector. But ever since she told me that, I've thought like, man, will I always be chasing myself? Will I always feel like I'm chasing my embodiment? And now I don't feel like I'm chasing my embodiment anymore. Yeah. And so, for those of you who feel like you're always in your future embodiment, you're constantly in your dreams, you're constantly seeing things and saying things and thinking things and feeling things that other people miss, then I just encourage you to keep seeing it. Keep feeling it. Keep feeling like you're chasing her, because she's in there. But it's about an undressing of ourselves. It's not about becoming. It's about unbecoming.
Coño.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I think this was a really authentic first episode.
Yes.
You guys just got the real deal today.
I hope you agree.
Yeah.
What is it? Please like and subscribe. If you
Like, share, and subscribe.
If you're into it. If you're totally into it. If you're not, it won't hurt my feelings because I'm not going to do it. We'll probably at some point love to try to do this like at least once a week.
Yeah.
Minimum. So
Yeah.
it's going to be exciting. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a happy, what is it? Today is Thursday.
Whatever it is,
Have
wherever
a happy
it
Thursday
is,
today,
wherever
or
it
whatever
finds
day
you.
it is. Remember, we're here.
Yeah. You know where to find us.
In the field of dreams.